Hi, I'm Kitty, and this is Hustle Season.
With all the hustlers, entrepreneurs, artists, anybody that's out there hustling, we want to talk to you. So you know what time it is. Let's get the hustling.
Hi everybody, I am Kitty. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Hustle Season, excuse me. We have a special guest, two special guests in here. Can you guys introduce yourselves?
How you doing? I'm John Stover of Yield Management. I am the executive producer of Family Before Everything.
Okay.
And I'm Phil Davis Sr., co-founder and CEO of Scoville TV, and I'm the writer and director of Family Before Everything.
So fire, so fire. So these are very special guests because I've been coming to all the premieres for all the movies that y'all be dropping. So tell me a little bit about your production company and what you putting out right now.
So FBE Productions is a new production company that myself, Phil Davis, and John Massey had started. It came off from actually the movie Family Before Everything. Once we found out that we are able to produce our own movies, we end up getting LLC'd and becoming a company that do our own productions. Not only do we do our productions, but we have the availability to do anybody productions. We can do anything from short films to motion pictures, infomercials, commercials, documentaries, anything you may have that you want shot, we are able to do that.
That is so fire, and that is some information for me because I always got an idea, movie idea, series idea, all types of ideas.
That's right.
So that's fire. Thank you for that information. So you have the movie coming out, Family Before Everything. That is April 6th. I know because my outfit came in the mail yesterday, and it's gonna be so fire. Y'all know how I step. But tell us about the movie.
Yeah, so it's actually adapted from a play that me and my wife wrote back in 2011. Storyline came from my brother Jimmy, shout out. And we did a play originally in 2011, then we remounted it in 2015, and that's when John and another couple of actors that are in the movie, Alfonso Walker and Terrence Brown, were in the play. And after the reception of the play, we had originally only had it scheduled for 2 weeks. We ended up extending it because everybody just loved it. And we all came together and was like, yo, this needs to be a movie.
Yeah.
So, almost 10 years later, times align, everything in God's time, I always say. And now, we were able, in addition to me, him, and John Massey, Paulette Harris, and Monique Cunningham, they're also part of our production team. So we all kind of came together and did this movie, shot it, and you got some of the best actors in the town in it. And it also features an appearance from Benny the Butcher as well. So definitely a great movie. I think what's the best thing about this movie is what you expect it to be is not what you expect it to be.
That's right.
So when
Don't
people
you
see
love
it,
those movies?
That's right.
You know what? My favorite. So what genre would you say this is? Like a drama?
Drama.
Okay, because I'm a thriller person. I love to. I don't talk during the movie, I promise, but I love to try to guess what's going on. I be wrong a lot, but I be like, it's that person, and then you be like,
It's got some elements of it.
It does have some elements of that, but it does. I don't think too many people will guess this one. If you haven't seen like the previous play, you wouldn't guess what the storyline is about.
Okay.
Just to piggyback off of Phil, it was about 10 years since we did this, and I knew back then that this was a movie. You know what I'm saying? In the process after doing the playwrights and doing a stage play with Phil, that's when I got introduced to Deuce King, A.K. Reed, and we started a team. So that's how we started putting out all the movies like Pure, Conflicted, and the rest of those movies.
I went to every premiere.
Yeah. So when it was time for me to kind of, branch out and do my own thing, the first person that I wanted to come to was Phil and piggyback off of that same movie that I knew that was a movie 10 years ago. Because I knew that the storylines that we were doing, that we were previously making of movies, this one was different. And it's just a whole different feel. And once we got, to shooting it, and once we got into post-editing, we put our own twist and feel on this movie where I felt like we haven't seen a movie like this. You know what I'm saying? In a long time, maybe, but definitely for his first out of Buffalo.
That is fire,
Yeah.
and I love first to do it. How does it feel to you said you've been working on this for about 10 years. The idea of it for 10 years?
Well, the idea came back in 2011.
Okay.
My brother came to me with a storyline and
Yes.
was like, yo, because I've done plays since 2007, so I have my own theater company as well. So I was looking for another play to produce. And he was like, yo, I got this dope storyline, blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
he gave it to me. And then I took it home, me and my wife, got characters together, all of that. So that's where the story came from.
Okay.
The movie, though,
Came from
it's adapted from the play.
Okay.
So we took the play script and turned it into a movie.
Okay, and that's fire. That's like Tyler Perry type of transition.
Taking playwrights and turning them into
yeah.
screenplays.
Yep.
Yes, that's fire. Personally, I always been a theater girl. I was supposed to come to auditions for this movie, but something happened.
You look good on camera. I'm telling you, you might have to come out for some of these roles.
Thank you. I
We got
swear.
we have a lot of projects coming up. So
Absolutely.
Yes, I remember because A.K. Reed, like me and him are really cool. I remember telling him like, yeah, if you know any movie ideas, let me know. And then I saw this one. And like castings, I said, and then I saw this one, and I'm like, I gotta go. And I forgot what happened, the reason why I couldn't make it, but I was so devastated. But I'm sure that there will be more opportunities in the
Absolutely.
future.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's fire. So how did the casting process go? Like, how was it with casting for y'all? Like, what makes y'all pick that right person?
for me, is the best part for me of filmmaking. I love the fact of taking the raw talent, looking at the raw talent for the first time, and then knowing the script and these characters. Me, Phil, and a couple other people on the team, Monique, Paula Harris. We get the chance to watch these people. You know what I mean? And then for those that sometimes you get people that know their stuff, but sometimes the best person that know their stuff is not always the right person for the
Right.
character. So we
Yeah.
try to figure out who we can work with, who will give us the best look,
Right.
what we can, if they can be taught to, to listen
Such
and
as,
do
right.
exactly what we've done. So that is the best part for me, because I like it when I see it in a raw form. And then once we're all done and we start putting stuff together, like the piece of the puzzle together for the movie, it's just like, wow,
Isn't it
we selected the
exciting?
right people, and that's what I feel like about Family Before Everything. I feel like this is one of the best acting group of talent that we have, from actors and actresses.
Yes,
Absolutely,
yes,
I
say
agree.
that. And I see some of the people on there, like you said, you got the feature from Benny, Aisha, what was the last name? Green. We got Baby Doll in
Baby
there.
Doll,
We
you
got
said.
Alfonso. He was in a lot of the.
Yes.
Was he in all of the movies directed by A.K. Reed?
No. Alfonso wasn't in any of those movies.
Wasn't he? I went to a movie premiere. He was. Oh, that he was in the.
You talking about Adion?
Oh,
Probably.
okay, my bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alfonso's
So,
been on like Law and Order, the Wu-Tang series.
right,
Yeah,
He's
right.
from
Yeah, I
Buffalo.
saw that. I
Yeah.
saw that. Right, that's fire. That's fire. Yeah, the cast is definitely makes me very interested to see the movie. I'm sure that they provide a great dynamic. The blue carpet premiere. What made you do the blue carpet?
It was just the theme of the room where it's gonna be.
Okay.
Again, the traditional thing is everybody red carpet, get dressed up and stuff like that. But the theme of this whole room is blue. So I just changed the theme around to the
Yeah.
color. Just blue carpet event. People always want to do different stuff. It was the same thing.
Yeah.
Even with Dennis, like me and Dennis throw a pink party every year.
Right.
So it's just like, okay, let's do something different.
Oh,
you
so
know?
that's why y'all collaborate on that part.
Yeah, the pink party is Yield
Oh.
Management and D Wilson.
That's fire.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
fire.
so,
How's doing the party scene? Like, how
Well,
you
I
doing-
like it.
Yeah.
It's, we just try to provide different things for the town, something different than a traditional
Than the
just
traditional.
partying and drinking. The pink party was more like a picnic vibe, a grown-up picnic, and this will be our third annual coming up this year. So, it's a vibe. That's all. We just try to create good vibes that people, other than just let's go to the bar and have a drink.
Right, like events.
Something that you can get dressed
worthy
up
events. And you know, I love that because I love getting dressed. Like, I don't know if y'all know, y'all watch my episodes, but I love to get dressed up. I love to wear like red carpet stuff, So every time I see like a movie premiere or a like elegant event, like a ball, a gala, I'll be the first person to buy a ticket. I'm telling you. So when I saw your movie come out, I went right to ticket. Eventbrite, we had the tickets on. Went right there, purchased my ticket. I didn't care who was coming with me. I'm gonna be on the blue carpet dolo, but it's okay. I'm gonna be there.
I told someone today. I was like, it's really the perfect date night.
Yeah.
If you want to go date with your woman, your bunch of your girlfriends want to go out, some of the homies, because basically we creating a vibe, but we also trying to show a movie. That's what this thing is about, really about the movie. But in the meantime, let's create a vibe for these people that. When they walk through these doors, it's something that they haven't experienced before. It's not like the traditional popcorn and Pepsi. It's just a nice little vibe until you get into that movie theater, and then that'll take you on a whole other ride.
That's fire. That's fire. So how was it working with the cast? I know you said you picked the right roles, but everybody got along. It was a vibe. How was it behind the scenes?
Casting. Pick on what Stove said, casting to me is always one of the best parts of a production because you get to see the chemistry of people together. So when we did the first original casting was in April, and then we did some callbacks. So some of the people, when we brought them together, and now you're able to start to group people together, you can say, wow, they really got chemistry with each other. So when it came time to film, these people already kind of established some kind of bond. So when we got them in front of a camera now they really going to work. So the casting part, a lot of the actors that audition are either folks that I've known for years doing shows, but there was some folks there that I've never seen before.
Right.
And we had a couple even like from Rochester. Baby Doll is one, and then Adriana, stellar actress.
Yes, I know because actually I styled Baby Doll for the Come Up. Which was that the Come Up movie she was into?
Oh no, I think it was Pure Finesse.
Freaking movie premieres.
Pure Finesse.
So I styled her when she had the Marilyn Monroe look.
Oh yeah, that's Pure Finesse.
That was Kitty.
Kitty.
Styled by Kitty. Yes,
She did come in looking like a black Marilyn Monroe.
Yes, she did.
That's
And
a fact.
I enjoyed that. She's definitely a great personality, and and I'm pretty sure it was no drama on set. Just looking at the cast.
But that goes again back to your team because the production team we don't play that.
Right.
Like people don't understand when you putting a movie together. Not only is there money on the line, there's time on the line. So when people showing up late, people showing up inebriated, we don't go for that. So that's a disclaimer to anybody. If you want to do acting, you got to approach it like an actor.
Right.
You can't approach it like it's something else because that's going to affect everybody else. So we never had any issues with that. Everybody knew before we got on set, we had a meeting with the actors, so everybody knew when your call time is this, you got to be there. You got to be on, all that kind of stuff. So everything was great. I mean, we had a great cast, man.
We really totally eliminated entitlement. You know what I'm saying? You getting paid, you coming in here to do a job, let's do the job. If you feel like you can't do the job, we'll cast somebody else for it. You know what I mean? We always had a controlled environment. Everything was good. We talked to all the hustlers and stuff in the area. They was cool, let us shoot. You know what I'm saying? So we really never had no problems at all on the set. We really have a controlled environment. And like you said, it takes a really good team to make that happen.
And that's fire. I was doing a web series back in the summer, No Shade. It was a great web series. It was called Rhythm of the Streets. And everything was great, except for when it came to certain aspects. Because when I'm a part of a project, professionalism is important to me. Like if there's like a whole bunch of like BS going on behind the scenes, I get frustrated. I feel like I'm the only one taking it serious and things like that. It frustrates me. I mean, it didn't affect my ability to act, but it affected my ability to be there. You know what I mean? Like it made me feel like, okay, I'm gonna do this and go home. And I don't want to feel like that about acting.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I feel you like that. Like that's why I feel like totally eliminated entitlement. Because again, we kind of eliminated stuff out the beginning. Like, you know, when we had a couple of people that we were going to use for production assistance like that, you know, again, they didn't take a lot of the stuff that we wanted to do serious. You know what I mean? So I can't have you drinking and smoking on the set, you know what I mean? Because that's just a trigger thing. You know what I mean? Once one person do it, somebody else will think they do it, and then it doesn't become a professional atmosphere. So you have to control that environment out the gate and let them know that, because just because I'm stove and I know X amount of people and, you know, they always try to pull a friend card, I can't have it. This is my business. It's my livelihood. You know what I'm saying? And I have something that I have to put out here for people that want to watch it. You know what I'm saying? So I can't have any riffraff or anything like that disrupting anything that we doing in order to get this production done.
Right. Because, you know, you hold up everybody. You know what I mean? Like, when you late, when one person is late, it backtracks everybody. Now you got to rearrange how you filming the scene. It's just like and for anybody listening, it's very important in this type of industry. Punctuality, taking your craft serious. If you're not serious, just don't do it, you know? And, you know, that's, every time I see like that type of behavior on a set, because, you know, I've worked with a couple different sets, even if it was behind the scenes, I'm like, look, if you don't want to do it, just don't do it. Like, don't just make it something to do, because like I said, I've been doing theater for a very long time, like since middle school, out of high school, college, everything. It was always about either public communication or theater. I went to school for public communication and I went to school for business administration. But all of my hobbies was always film and, you know, styling and things like that. So, you know, I've learned along the way that it's just, like you said, a team is important. People that take it just as serious as you. And I feel like, I got that. I was very excited because I was working with, I opened my store, my boutique last February. And A.K. Reed, he shot my commercial for me on Low Low. I didn't want to tell everybody, but it's over now.
That's my
you
guy.
know, he's a very, very, very great spirit. How is it working with A.K. Reed?
I call A.K. Reed the Renaissance man. I've always called him that because I knew him before he even started shooting film. I knew him when he started making beats for rappers. Then I knew him as a rapper. You know what I'm saying? And then it got to the point where we were shooting some of the movies we shot. I said, man, let's revisit you rapping. So we did a couple of tracks together. So he's on the sound scores. You know what I'm saying? I got Love the Genius on the sound scores. I got Benny the Butcher. I got West Side Gun. I got Dre Denor. Like, I'm in touch with all of these people. So it was good to reach out, you know what I mean, and grab some of their stuff. Like I said, it's good that there's some of their work allowed me to do my work. And I'm glad that I got the friends that I could make a phone call and get that done like that. So yeah, working with Reed has always been good. I would have to tell, being in a part of this process of editing, Family Before Everything, I learned a lot of editing from him because me and him sat down and edit conflicted. You know what I'm saying? And he was just teaching me the ropes. And again, he's self-taught. Phil is self-taught. You know what I'm saying? We all are self-taught editors. You know what I'm saying? So again, it's all about your feel. And I think by working with him, we developed our feel. I've developed my own feel as far as filmmaking. Yeah. So Reed has always been my guy.
And a fun fact for Reed, a lot of people don't know, he actually did a play before. His first ever play was our play.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
Did a
I
play
didn't
in
know that.
2008.
I didn't
He
know
played
that.
a comedy character.
Oh, really?
And
So
his play
he got a
called
sense
Stewart.
of humor.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Oh, yeah, dude.
But even then, back then, I seen it because he's a creative. Whenever you can do music, you can do acting, you can do film, you can write, you can edit, and even if he's an artist too.
Yeah, he sure is. Yeah.
So
The artist, like
artist.
Oh,
Painting,
okay.
Nasty with it.
So he's a master of many skills, and so when you take that and you put it all into one direction, and that's the one thing that one of the last conversations that we had, just catching up, talking about, he got honored at the Oak Room, and me and him were just talking, and I was just telling him like, yo, bro, I love what you're doing, because what he's doing is he's showing people that no matter who you could say this person is, this is who I am. Don't let nobody define you but you.
Yeah.
And so all of the work he's been able to do, how he was been able to work with Deuce and work with them and put on films where people can see it all around the world, man. Like, that's huge.
Yeah, that's why I call him the Renaissance man. And it was good because I remember when we was first starting out to shooting the movies, nobody wanted to be a part of them.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we couldn't ask people to play this part. And again, it goes on to everything about your friends not believing in
Right.
it until we got the job done.
That's inspirational.
Now we can go nowhere.
Right.
Every day somebody like, yo, Stowe, can I get in the next movie? Sure. Come to this casting call and get the part. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? It
right.
ain't about me saying,
Gotta
yo,
work for
calling
it.
a friend and saying, yo, I need you right now because
I mean, maybe if they would have came through, they could have got in that other movie.
Absolutely.
You
Absolutely. To the point now is that we are working with SAG actors, you know, Screen Actors Guild.
That's
So
so
we got
fire.
union actors in our movies. You know what I'm saying? And the
goodness.
good thing about that is they took the time to take their tutelage to help the people from Buffalo that wasn't so privy to the you know, them being in a union or going to acting school like that and work with them hands on. So once they started adapting, like he was saying, once you start getting them people in a room working together, it's magic. Like you're gonna see this. Like every single person in this movie did their thing.
That's so funny.
Everybody played the part.
And you know, I love to see the giving credit when it's due. You know what I mean? I love the way you explain, you know, how great everybody was and everything, because they need that motivation too. They want to see the interview and they want to hear that about themselves. They want to hear that reassurance and everything. I know I would. So that's great for you to for y'all to do that. Now, like casting calls and everything. How many movies do you say you would shoot in a year? Because I know it takes a long time, maybe one or two.
We trying to shoot.
I know it y'all fairly new though, but I'm just saying like.
No, we're not.
No, I meant like the FBE.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
You know I know. You know, I meant it everywhere, but.
Go ahead. man.
We're slated to start a casting for our next film that we're working on called Pressure, written by our partner John Massey.
Okay.
And it's a short film that Stove keeps saying no, it's a series. So we're going to decide what it's going to turn into.
You're looking at a series.
I'm telling you.
But
You
that's
gotta listen to the big man.
No, you know what it is, honestly? It's the one thing like a lot of filmmakers out of Buffalo haven't done yet. You know what I'm saying? Nobody shot the series. Like Corey Green haven't shot one, Deuce Reed haven't. Nobody hasn't shot a series. And I think we have the talent here to shoot that series.
Yeah.
Because we're telling these urban stories. And that's what they are. They're motion pictures, but they're urban stories. People try to put us in a box and classify us as hood stories. You know what I'm saying? It's not. You know what I'm saying? It's just like any other director.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Telling his story, but they're never going to classify it hood. I just think that is because of our culture.
Yeah,
You
it's
know
the
what I'm
culture.
saying? Yeah.
You know, it's the culture. A lot of people get into this stereotypical mindset, you know, and no shade to anybody, but a lot of people are like in a box when it comes to certain things.
And
you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's crazy because, I'm not saying this to say this because it's our movie. I watch movies all the time. That's one thing I do. When I watch movies, I watch them really different now. I want to see camera angles. I want to see a lot of different things, lighting and all of that stuff. But I also take away from the plot of the movie. And when I watch a lot of these motion pictures, as they would say, they're really drawn down. You know, it's to the point. Our movie, you're not gonna get what's about to happen, or you know what I'm saying. At least I think that. And I just think when everybody see it, the feel of it is gonna be so different that y'all really, really gonna like this movie. Like I really do.
And to piggyback on what he's saying, because the reason it's labeled as a quote hood movie is because of where it's taking place. But the thing is with this movie, what this movie does, because of the level of the actors, most of the quote unquote Tubi movies, as they like to label them, the acting isn't good. It's just some people they didn't picked up and say, here, go ahead and do
Or
this.
the look.
Or the look.
Right.
But when you actually have trained actors, you have trained directors, when you have trained camera people, when people know what they're doing, and you get to see it, even though the story might take place on a quote-unquote hood, it won't feel that way because, again, every storyline, just like all these films that come out, and I hate when people try to label what we do as this, but you got poor white trash movies.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like 8 Mile was basically a hood movie from Detroit.
Right, that's a fact.
But again, what separated it was the actors in it, the director, the writer. So the level that we're doing things now separates us from any other movie that you might see. And again, I tell people all the time, the proof is in the pudding. When you see this, if you can, after you see this movie, you come and tell me that was just like something else you saw on Tubi, then I go, okay.
And you know what? I don't like the whole that's a Tubi movie thing, because I see a lot of great movies on Tubi. Like, I don't know if people still stuck in like maybe when they first came out, I really don't know. But there's so many great movies on Tubi, and it be our own, like you said, our own culture, like really just like kind of stereotyping that type of definition.
I agree, but Tubi is one of the ones outlets out there that allow us as black entrepreneurs, black movie directors, and producers to put their content out there where it can be shown to millions around the world because it's a free site.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So again, the fact that they're still trying to build their thing up, and they're building it up. So that's why everybody talking about is trending about, oh, that's a Tubi movie, a Tubi movie. As long as they saying Tubi,
right? That's marketing itself, right?
In its best form.
Yeah.
Some of the baddest critics and the baddest things said about it is some of the best things for what you're trying to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's exactly what's happening with Tubi. You know what I mean? And at some point, I'll give you a little. At some point, their ideal is to start charging you. They're going to start charging you. Probably they might cut a Netflix in half. I think Netflix is like $15 or something like that. They might go to like $7.99 for you to be a Tubi, because they have the masses now from all these free people, and they're going to do that.
And they're going to do it, and it's going to be successful.
Yeah, and they're going to do that. I'm sorry. And the good thing is, what they will do is all of these dedicated producers and directors and stuff where their movies are getting shown the most, they're going to start offering them the deals to give them a 3-movie deal to be Tubi originals and stuff like that.
But that's the other part too. And Tubi is what you call black targeted media. It's not black owned. So I have my own streaming network, Scope TV. So the same thing that Tubi does, we do. The only difference is we focus on, I got to get on Tubi, I got to get on Amazon, I got to get on Netflix.
Right.
We decided, we started in 2018, we're going to change that conversation. We're going to support our own folks.
Yeah.
Our own folks that are doing what they're doing, we're going to put them on our platform. We're going to stream in the same places everybody else can watch it on phone, TV. We're in the same places.
Okay.
So the difference with black targeted media and black owned media is that the black targeted media, they're going to use our eyes to get that number up. And guess what's going to happen? The moment they start making all that money, the offers is not going to come to black media.
Exactly.
I'm telling you that. Because they know how to do us. And we do it to ourselves.
Yeah, that's a fact.
We build these brands. Our culture, and that's why I go back to the hood movie thing. They label a hood movie, but guess what? People watching it.
Right.
So at the end of the day, they're making money off what we do. So we have to support our own. We got to find ways, and I thank you for purchasing the ticket to see the show. This is what we got to do. We got to support what we do.
Right.
Because if we don't do it, nobody else will. And that's just me. I mean, I had to say that.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Support, and from your community is important. Like, when I started Hustle Season, like, I was kind of, nervous because, I'm from Niagara Falls. I'm not from Buffalo, but I do all of my business in Buffalo. So a lot of people didn't know me. So I really had to do a lot of marketing before I even started Hustle Season. I went to a lot of events. I put myself in a lot of rooms to network, and just so people can know my face and know my energy, and give them something to believe in. And then I started Hustle Season. I got a good amount of support. But you start somewhere. It ain't exactly where I want it to be, but you start somewhere. And I was very worried about not getting enough support from people who are like, oh, who she thinks she is, have a podcast, oh, she's copying me. And it was none of that. Like, I literally just wanted to do a podcast, and because I'm a creative, you know, and I do good with interpersonal communication. That's just like, I think that's one of my specialties. So what advice do you have for like upcoming filmmakers who like, you know, they want to put their idea out there, but they may be nervous, they may be worried about a team, they may have all of these worries. Do you have like any initial advice for these people?
Contact FBE Productions.
Yeah, contact us. You know what I'm saying? I would say keep dream chasing, but you know, when you're chasing your dreams, you have to level up with everything that you do. So again, I think you always have to have a strong team, and you have to know the business.
Yes.
You have to know exactly who does what and what reason is that person doing that.
Right.
And that's why I kind of, you know, when we put together this team, everybody on my team comes with different expertise in production and movie making. You know, Phil does writing, he does production, he does, you know, directing. You know what I'm saying? And me, I act, I produce. You know what I'm saying? All of these different hats that we wear. But everybody knows their position and everybody knows their strong, you know, points of trying to bring this production together. So I would say definitely a strong team, and just make sure that who's ever on that team believes in the vision on whoever's doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because I might direct one time, but I don't get the pushback from him. You know what I mean? Because he allows me to direct. The same thing with him. So I have a good team that believe in what you're doing and the vision and the actual content at hand. That's what I would say. And just, man, keep dream chasing. You know what I mean? It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. You know what I'm saying? And you have to literally keep pushing yourself, because, you know, it only takes one yes out of all of those, and you're going to get a million of them. But when you get that one yes, you find.
Change your life, man. Work ethic is everything. Work ethic is everything. Value and work ethic are the two things that I would say I'll give the most advice to. Make sure what you do, you value it. That way you don't let nobody come in, because sometimes folks will try to connect with other folks. That, again, like he said, if y'all not on the same wavelength, you might bring somebody on board that will completely destroy what you got going on. So you have to do your due diligence. Make sure when you connect with somebody, if y'all not connected on the same wavelength, let that be a sign. Y'all might can be cool, but when it comes to your business, you got to learn how to keep business and personal separate. You know, doing this now, like I said, I started in 2007, so it's been 17 years for me. There's been times where the lines were blurred, and sometimes it worked out and sometimes it didn't. But now, I tell everybody, make sure your paperwork is straight. Everything you do, black and white. That's one of the biggest advices I can give. I don't care who said what. If it ain't on paper, it ain't real. So then that way you cover yourself, make sure all your work is copywritten. Don't let nobody see a script of yours until you get it copywritten. You go to copyright.gov, $45. Get your stuff copywritten so nobody can take what you worked hard for to put in there.
And that's the truth. I've learned that from him. A lot of stuff I was doing prior to the movie stuff was just off the merit. You know what I'm saying? Phil was the one that really gets down with that black and white. You know what I'm saying? He makes sure everything is right, and if it ain't right, we not doing it. You know what I'm saying? And once that initiative was taken, I started learning a lot more. Like, you know what I'm saying? I see how serious it is. And when you have that mindset, a lot more gets done. You know what I'm saying? People talk different.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I really love it. I love it. I love it. I'm getting so much good advice, you know, as someone just entering this type of industry, because I do plan on doing more than just a podcast. You know, I want to eventually do my own short series. I have like this blueprint for a series myself. I might have to contact y'all. You know,
well, let me tell you something, sister.
I write stuff. I'm a writer.
Yes.
Like I have a very, you know, I was one of them people like college. I passed, you know, my grades with flying colors. But I procrastinated a lot. You know, I'm the type, oh my goodness, my essay due tomorrow. I type up that essay in an hour. full essay, completely all the information you need about the topic and everything like that. So, but I just kind of been sitting on like that idea. And
so let me say this one thing about us, FBE Productions. Again, everything is not coming out of this camp. We are looking for writers.
Yeah.
We're looking for different content. We want stuff from females' perspective.
Okay.
A lot of the stories that come out of Buffalo are basically men writing them. It's a lot of content out of here, books and stuff that these females have that we need to start making movies and getting a whole other different perception from a woman on this movie making.
Right.
And truth be told, all of the movies and series that's popping right now are really female writers behind the scenes. All of your 50 Cent ones, you know what I'm saying? Everything that's really popping is really female writers. So again, that's one direction I would like to go, that we not like to go, that we are going to go in and start getting other content. Whether we work hand in hand, whether we want to buy scripts if we like the story, you know what I'm saying? Those are the things that we are pushing for.
That's
you know, to get the best content out of this production, period.
Yeah, and that's dope, because I know a lot of people probably are discouraged when they want to do that, but they just don't know where to go. You know what I mean? Oh, do I contact this videographer? Who can do this? How do I get together a team to do this and do that? It's overwhelming sometimes, to the point where you're like, okay, I'm just gonna do that.
And that's again, that's another service that we provide. So for a perfect example, like you were saying, you have writing. So again, you don't have to do a personal deal with us. You can be a production for hire.
Right.
But you know, if you need the whole outlet, if you need scripts broken down, shot lists and all of that, we provide everything that it takes to make a movie. You know what I mean? If you can do part of that to make it cheaper on yourself, that's fine. You know what I mean? Or to the point where if a deal comes together and we like your stuff and be like, hey, we want to be a part of this.
Right.
That's when the deal was made between the both of us. But again, we want to put the best content out under our production.
Okay.
So again, we're always looking for writers and new content that we can shoot.
Alright, so yeah, be looking for my script soon.
Good.
You know, I'm not gonna tell the title.
It's the guy
right here. But I will definitely have a script soon for you guys to review.
All right.
You know, I just want to see, you know, what I'm capable of. You know, I'm the type of person where I'll try a couple of different things. I'll work with a couple different people just to find my niche, just to find like that that's why when I did the podcast and you know, I contacted my videographer, and he you know, when we shot our first episode, and he just had everything the way that I needed it to be for my vision. And you know, it served me, you know what I mean? It was everything that I needed. So I know a lot of people are just looking for that, and as you guys hear, these are the people to talk to, FBE Productions. They provide all of that. And, you know, I know after people watch this interview, I'm pretty sure they'll get inspired. Like, oh, okay, they do that. You know, like, so thank you so much for that information. Now, we have the premiere on April 6th. Blue carpet. Make sure y'all come in y'all best. No one's outdressing me. No, I
know you're gonna be fly.
Yeah, I'm gonna see. I'm that girl that come in the movie with the dress and stuff. You know, the long dress. My dress ain't long this time. It was a little long for the Come Up movie premiere. I had the little Princess Belle thing going on, but it's still fire. And I'm a fashionista. I'm a stylist too. So you know, if you ever need any stylists on that, refer me.
Gotcha.
But okay, so just let everybody know. You know, I know people. You know, last minute tickets. You know.
Tickets are still available, but there's limited seating. There are 2 shows. It's April 6th. Let's do that. April 6th first is this Saturday. There'll be 2 shows. It's a 7. Well, the doors open at 6, so we have a lot of stuff going on between 6 and 7:15 before when the show starts.
Okay.
So we definitely have a cool vibe that's popping off. The first movie is started at 7:15. Following that, the next movie is started at 9:35. It is a blue carpet event. You can come dressed, you can come casual, but don't be the one in the room where people just looking at you like,
Because people gonna be looking at me like, oh.
Well, right.
I'm telling you.
Right, and then the following week, which will be April 12th, if you don't get a chance to see the screening, we'll have it at Performing Arts.
Okay.
We did that at Performing Arts because Performing Arts allowed us to shoot in the school. It allowed us to use some of the students for production assistance. You know, so we gave them hands-on, you know, tutelage on how to make movies. You know, from everything from slating to boom mics. You know, just giving back to the kids in that way because they might not get that much of what we are doing in the fields in school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's only so much stuff that they can do.
It's something about that hands-on.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
absolutely.
I'm a hands-on learner. Like y'all said, y'all self-taught editing. I got into editing too. Like I still do it every so often, but I'm teaching myself different things to make my job, you know, a little easier. I do, you know, I'm not the best at what I do, but I'm getting there, you know, and teaching myself things. So yeah, everybody make sure y'all go get those tickets, April 6th and April 12th. We got the blue carpet premiere on the 6th, and then, you know, at the Performing Arts School on the 12th. So make sure y'all check it out. Thank y'all so much for coming through and being on.
Tickets are at Eventbrite and Doris Records.
Eventbrite and Doris Records.
Right.
Get y'all tickets. Limited seating, so y'all might want to jump on that. Thank y'all so much for this interview. Make sure how can they contact y'all on social media?
Yes.
Or
on social media, everything is FBE Productions Info. So that's YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. And our email as well at Gmail, FBE Productions Info.
Fire. So we have John Stover, we have
Phil
Davis. Make sure y'all check them out. Thank y'all so much for tuning into another episode of Hustle Season. I keep messing up. Make sure y'all stay hustling. Check y'all out next time.
Peace.
I'm Bolo. I run Cold Spring. And if you got it and I don't, well, I take that shit.
I asked you not to do nothing to Rick, and all this is happening. I cannot end up like Quan. My family need me.
This hood is like a black hole that sucks everything out of you. I'm not trying to be the next person to get killed from being at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Isn't this you?
Mister, I don't know.
It's okay. The name's BJ. Say BJ.
You didn't care where the money came from. As long as your ass got some, right? Yeah, because you run around talking about this guy shit, got this, got that. You really the fucking devil.
I'ma pray for you, Quan. Let the Lord lead and keep you. He will provide.
He tried to act like he was so surprised about that weed being in his bag. And quiet as kept, he think your brother set him up.
If he had just stayed and talked to me instead of running out, he would never gotten in that car. And
lately, it's always been about me. And you wonder why I don't want to be here. You know what? I'll be back later.
Bruce, you're not going back to that casino. No, Bruce, you're not going back to that casino. Bruce!
It's family before everything out here. It's the code of the streets. And I'm telling you, if something happened to any of y'all, I got a bullet for all them niggas.
And Bolo, what good is that gonna do?
It's family before everything. That's my code, and this is my hood. Cold Spring is mine, and it's gonna stay that way.
I don't know what you plan to be, but don't be a broken branch off the family tree. Fuck what you plan to be, but don't be a broken branch off the family tree. I don't know what you plan to be, but don't be a broken branch off